This field we're going to look at Alabama running mesh, and particularly out of 3x1. I have it drawn up here out of the bunch, which is what they ran more than probably any other 3x1 set whenever they're running mesh. They really like to condense the formation when they're running that mesh. And right here, where it kind of starts off as far as the quarterback reading everything is right here with his will. That's the very first read. Every single time they're going to read that will, just like Coach Sarkisian talks about in the clinic tape. That's where they start every single time. Then you're going to have the cross over there from the single receiver side. And this bunch, obviously, if it's man-to-man, that's what they're trying to run this against. You're looking one, hopefully you're taking him, probably a middle linebacker, whoever's manned up on him. Then you have this crosser will be your second look. And you've got basically a pyramid route right here, and then he works back out to the flats to that side if he's covered up. But really sitting right there for if these backers are flying out and chasing, you can just hit that against that zone coverage. This post right here over the top could possibly be a peak right there, especially if his safety's tight on that. Then you've got this guy coming across for that. Whenever the guy goes away from the back, he's really trying to set the rub, and he's going to go over the top, make that guy go underneath. Really wants to get a piece of him. Could have the option to sit down right there if there's a zone defender out there in those flats to try to be a viable option right there. But we'll take a look at a few clips right here. I think this is a great play right here where you can condense the formation, you can motion to it, you can do a lot of different things to create rubs, just creating space so you can get completions against man coverage, especially against a team that you don't want to always go vertical against. You want to get those completions horizontally. One thing that they did quite often was to start the back in the pistol, shift him over right there, and then run him on the wheel. And we'll look at it right here, everything that's taking place. So shifts him over right there so you can have a few more steps so they can get to that wheel quickly. And we'll play real quick. That's the very first look. We're looking to that wheel. You see that linebacker chasing hard. So right there, going to get off of that wheel. Now here comes the underneath right there. We'll take a look at exactly what's taking place. And of course, it's coming from the single receiver. He's coming across. He's coming right here. He's going to be over the top. The fullback's going to be over the top of the guy that's going away from the wheel. Make him go underneath, and hopefully you can get a little bit of rub. And that's really his job, is to hopefully slow him down to create some space. And you can see him right there. He's squaring him up, getting him a little jab at him. He's not really making contact, but he's jabbing at him, making him avoid. And he slows down just enough to create some space right there for the receiver to throw and catch. There's the post, got held up just a little bit. So right here, this post, right, he gets jammed up a little bit. Should be trying to take it over the top. And then right here, the receiver's running that triangle route to the middle of the field right there. He sets it up. You can see him curl it up. These backers chase right there, and there's nobody manned up on him. Drill it to him. He's going to curl up, and he's going to work back that direction to get away from that defender if he feels like it's man-to-man. But obviously, second read right there's got a lot of space. Give it to him on a 1st and 10. Now you got to one of your guys in space, make those guys rush, and you're going to create a decent play right there anytime you get it to number 6 there in space. This one right here, Alabama's got not quite a bunch set, but they got 3 receivers here. You got tight end, fullback, outside receiver. Again, shifting the running back over to that side to the wheel, and that's the very first look. So they shift him over right there, let him get set, snap the ball, and what they're doing is just basically he's releasing, he's coming across, trying to get a little bit of rub right there on that receiver. Getting a triangle right there, going post over the top. And as you play it, you can see the very first look right there on the wheel, that defensive end or outside linebacker who's getting a little bit on that fullback. Now he's dropping, trying to get underneath that. So that creates a lot of space. The guy's manned up on the receiver right there, a lot of space right there for the running back. Put it on him. Good ball right there before the safety can get to it. Really hard for a linebacker to do that, get a piece of that fullback and then guard running back out of the backfield, which they'll take advantage of right there. Easy throw and catch right there for, you know, first down, decent game. Look at the rest of it. Obviously, you got a corner fire down here that doesn't get picked up. Should be even sliding that way, at least getting your eyes that way, because you definitely don't want to be hot coming from that direction. You get in the back out over here. If you ever want to be hot, you want to be hot to that side. But right here, you can see there's the under. He's coming right there. If there's a guy manned up on him, which obviously there's not, he's about to smoke the quarterback, and there's probably safety over the top. But right there, you can see the second read would have came open as well if they would have had time to get to it. But again, completion right there on the very first read there for Alabama. Here's another good way to get guys open and bring fly motion right here to run the mesh, and it just holds those guys just a little bit. You can see these guys coming right here for the pick. He's running across. He's going to run that triangle. And you got a wheel there from the running back. Again, very first look. A lot of space right there. He's going over the top, so he almost back shoulder throws that. Puts it on him right now. And now again, First and 10, taking a completion. And one thing that everybody talks about is the protection on mesh, thinking that it takes forever. When you condense these sets and your very first read or second read are the ones coming open, it doesn't take that long. Right there, that ball's out quickly, and it's a nice, easy completion, creating a lot of space, making man coverage wrong because they're having to go over the top of a lot of trash. Right there, quick, easy completion off of the mesh. This look right here is just a little bit different for Alabama. Instead of running a wheel here with the running back, they just run a shoot, and they take that completion just like you typically would. It's your very first read. He's going vertical. He's going to that triangle, then working back out. You're getting that pick. There's the mesh. He ends up going to the flats instead of the wheel. Nobody's guarding him, so give him the ball right there. Stretch the defense, 3rd and 6. A lot of space right there. They're able to pick up the first down. Right there, they ran the shoot instead of the wheel. I'm not sure if that was a call or if it's just kind of a read there by that running back, seeing there's nobody there, so there's really no reason to run into coverage. But either way, good completion right there. Easy throw and catch there on the mesh. I like this clip on here because the guy that you're hot with, you can see him right here. He's working that fullback, and then he's going to try to get to the quarterback. There's the wheel. Here's the mesh coming across. This defender does a pretty good job on it. Don't get quite as good of a rub as possible. But talking about this defender that is hot, you can see this is an SEC guy, and still you're able to throw this mesh right there and get a completion on the other side of the field. So protection is really not that big of an issue, especially when you condense those sets and you play fast and you get those guys across as quickly as possible. And all the receivers, especially the first couple reads and the guys that are meshing and all that stuff, have got to get there quickly. He's got to have his head around, be ready just in case those backers stick tight so you can get that ball out quickly. But right there, being hot, getting the ball out with plenty of time. Not a huge play, but it's a completion right there. Pretty good job by the defender getting right in his hip pocket. Not the best rub right here by this tight end. He's a little bit tighter so he can jab at him, make him even go underneath a little bit more to get a step or two there for Mechie. But a really accurate ball right there. Not a huge play, but keeping the sticks moving, getting it out versus a hot. Here's another small variation. Start with this receiver there, bring him over here to the flats. He's coming across for the mesh. He's running, he's picking, trying to get that guy that's manned up on him to go over the top. He's running right there and back out. And of course, the tailback right there as far as the first read. And as soon as he gets behind the quarterback, they snap it. There he goes for the wheel. Here he comes with the pick. He's going right there for if those backers are chasing. And right there, he gets off of the wheel, finds that mesh. The mesh does a great job of feeling that there's a defender out here. That DN or outside linebacker, he rushed a couple steps, got a hand on that fullback, and then he dropped a little bit looking for crossers. Right there, what we used to talk about is, hey, whenever we're getting close to that mesh, you can peek over there into those flats. If there's no way there, you better keep rolling. If you feel like there's a defender there, you may slow down and work that space, and that's what they do right there. Gets a completion, puts it on his upfield shoulder so he can get vertical. Does a good job going vertical so then he can fall forward for another 3 or 4 and staying away from that outside backer. But right there, pretty good read there by the receiver and the quarterback as far as working space and not running into coverage and defenders. This look right here versus Ohio State National Championship game, it is obvious man coverage. You can see it all the way across the boards, man-to-man. And I think they're just really trying to get Waddle a touch here. They're running mesh. That's the guy they're really trying to work. They're on a square in there. They're sending the back, trying to take somebody with them out to the swing. But I'd assume they're probably trying to work these crossers here. They can obviously beat man coverage. And then obviously these meshes can beat man coverage as well. So we'll take a look at it. You see ball snapped. Eyes basically going down the middle of the field, knowing that he's coming across, and also he's stair-stepping that, working to that far hash. Right here you can see this receiver. He sees his man. He's reading it. So he goes at him, trying to make him go over the top. Even gets his guy basically to go right into his face, so it creates a lot of space. And, of course, quarterback steps up right here, sees Waddle coming with his man's way behind. So just give it to him right there and let him start getting a rhythm right there. Hadn't played in a while, but give him the ball. And he gets a pretty good gain right there against man. Obviously, you can see the rub that was coming. And basically, everybody had man beaters on those routes. So, easy call right there whenever you got a pre-snap look like Ohio State gives right here. It's obvious man-to-man, 3rd and 4. Find a way to get some rubs, get some crossers. And as long as you got it protected, it's going to be good. And they have it protected right there. He has to go over top some trash. Give it to one of your fastest guys right there and let him go. This is a really good read here by Mac Jones. Obviously getting the same mesh that we've been seeing, getting a wheel there from the running back. And obviously that corner widens out, so that running back's dead. This mesh, there's quite a few guys. That corner's chasing. He's going backside. The spot route right there in the middle of the field, working space. And I think that safety's down on him. So right there, he does a good job of finding that there's nobody in that backside flats. Not quite the most accurate ball, but right there, good catch by the fullback. And if he can keep his feet, he's going to have a little bit bigger play. But great job right there seeing and understanding what was taking place. That corner's chasing right there. There's nobody left in that backside flats. So take a completion, moving the sticks and staying in front of the down marker and making sure that you got a chance to convert on third down.